1. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. We don't need to do that.
Correction.
Keep them off.
Say it's too late. Is it too
Guilty.
late?
Yes,
Yes, it is,
Yes, it
Justin
is.
Bieber. You ruined America. All of those of you watching this,
Guys,
Justin
stop
Bieber
listening.
ruined
Guys,
everything.
shut up.
So guys, my lecture has started, right? So let's be quiet. All these pens are terrible. Is that a dry erase? Okay, good. Okay, polynomials. So we're going to talk about polynomials. I'm going to please be quiet. I'm going to kind of go fast. And you're going to just have to go back to the video to watch it if you need it to do your homework, okay? Does that make sense?
Can you touch like a like if this one doesn't cover everything, then can you touch like an earlier video?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. So I don't know if I'll get through this in time. But basically, polynomials, first of all, let's talk about, where are we here? There are types of polynomials. Okay? One is called a monomial. Monomial. Okay? And that is where an example of a monomial might be 2. Or another example might be 4x. Or another example might be, 3/4 x squared y cubed. Notice there's no plus signs in these. It's called a term. When there's no plus signs or minus signs, it's just they're all being multiplied together or by something. Okay? That would be a monomial. As soon as I start putting a plus in there, it becomes possibly a binomial. A binomial has 2 terms in it. So an example of that would be x plus 1. Okay, so write this down, Bella. Make sure you have this. Or x squared minus 7.
So
Right? Or 2xyz minus 4x squared y cubed z
Please
to the
stop.
8th. Right? Those are binomials. They consist of 2 terms. Each term is separated by a plus or a minus sign.
Well, I know what's going to be next.
So wait.
Okay?
So wait. The monomial, it only has like one. So
One
what
term.
what does that mean? Like
All of these are being multiplied times each other. They're considered one term.
Oh, so if you like multiply them together, they become one.
Yes.
But a binomial is
When you
by
add
something.
or subtract,
All right.
that separates your terms.
That
This
makes
is a
sense.
term. This is a 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 term. And a term is basically a monomial.
That last one
Right?
was my brain.
This is a term. This is a term. This is a term. This is a monomial. 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 Monomial minus a monomial. Monomial minus a monomial.
Is there a trinomial with three different?
Okay, guys. And then there are
Oh, I
trinomials.
was right.
Right? Trinomials. Example of that might be x squared plus 2 x squared plus 2x minus 7. Something like that. I have a term here, and a term here. There's 3 of them. They're separated by pluses or minuses. That's an example of trinomial. And then when you have more than 3 terms, I have heard some people say quadrinomial for 4, but really in general, if you have more than 3 terms, you just call it a polynomial. Okay? So
Poly means many.
poly means many. And ironically, the thing that doesn't make sense, but that's just the way it is these are all polynomials. A monomial is a type of a polynomial. It just has 1 term. A binomial is a polynomial, has 2 terms. Trinomial is a polynomial, has 3 terms. But when you say polynomial all by itself, usually it means more than 3 terms, like 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 terms.
So basically
So like, it could be like, x to the 4th plus 3x squared minus 7x plus 1, right? Something like that. Okay. Now, the second thing we got to talk about is degree.
Wait, Gary, I can't see what you just wrote.
Like bachelor's degree.
So I just have, it doesn't really matter what you write as long as there are 4 terms.
Or master's
Right.
degree.
Those are just examples.
Or degree.
Now, a degree, you can, well, actually we need 2 things. Degree and leading coefficient. Leading coefficient.
That's a big word, Gary.
Yeah.
Okay? And in order to find those, you have to put a polynomial in the correct order. So let me erase
Triangle
this.
will blow up.
China will blow up?
If we put the polynomial next to the trinomial.
So we're definitely not going to finish this lecture, but so be it.
Label it part 2.
But let's say, Manu, can you stop, please? Let's say for our first example, let's say I give you 7 plus x. That is not in the correct order.
It's x plus
You always put the x first. So I would have to rewrite this as x plus 7, okay? And the number that has no x attached to, where's your notes?
What?
Where's your notes?
I was going to watch the video later.
No, get your notes out. You are not going to watch the video later. You know. You're just going to get your notes and take notes. Okay, go around the notes. All right, so another example would be, what if I gave you 4x squared minus 2x plus 7x to the 8th plus 1. Now, the next rule for this is that when there are different x's, this is an x squared, this is an x to the 1, this is an x to the 8th, this is no x, right? You want the x's first, starting with the highest exponent and going down like a ladder, okay? So I would have to do this one first. So that's 7x to the 8th. Then I'm going to do this one plus, because it's positive, I put plus 4x squared. This is minus 2x plus 1. Okay, does that make sense?
Fine.
It's descending exponents.
And this is for the degree?
Right? Now, well, I'm just showing you how to write it in correct format first, because you can't find the degree easily or the leading coefficient unless it's in the right order. Now, when it's in the right order, the leading coefficient, Skylar and Saroy, the leading coefficient is the number in front of the x with the highest exponent. 7 is your leading coefficient. Once you've written it in the proper order, it's the first coefficient. That is your leading coefficient. Now, so the leading coefficient right, is 7. Now, what about the degree? The degree is basically the largest exponent. So I notice, since I have it in the right order, my first term should have my largest exponent. And so my largest exponent is 8. So this is a polynomial with degree 8. So the degree is 8. Just the largest exponent.
Wait, so you don't write x to 8, it's just
Yeah, it's just 8. It's only the exponent. It's not the x. So it's degree 8. Now there is a slight variation to this that you have to be aware of. Let's say I had this problem. This is number 3. So let's say I had 2x to the 4th, y to the 5th, plus 3xy.
would it be
So the degree in this case,
9?
I have, yes, it is 9.
Yeah.
It's not going to be just, it's because this is all part of one term, I have to add the exponents to get my degree. So my degree here is
What if it's not part of one term? What if it's
9. Well, if it was like, if I had 2x to the 4th plus 3x to the fifth, I put the x to the fifth first, right? But since they're together, I have to add them. So that's degree 9. What's my leading coefficient?
2.
Leading coefficient is 2. Exactly.
Can we just
All right.
write L, C, and D?
That's fine.
Yay.
Okay.
L, C, D. What's the curveball, Gary?
Well, the curveball is that I'm not going to finish the lecture. So, doggone it. So we will. Can you see all that? Yeah, you can see it. All right. So I'm going to just finish this tomorrow.